The week of November 10 to 14 is one that Salem will never forget. It's a storm of secrets, shocks, and second chances, where every smile hides a shadow. From Kristen DiMera's shocking disappearance, to Sammy Brady's mysterious engagement, and the emotional Horton gala that's meant to bring hope, this week's Days of Our Lives delivers everything fans love: heartbreak, intrigue, and legacy colliding under one roof. But look closer, because beneath the charity speeches and family reunions, something darker brews. A coded experiment, a hidden betrayal, and a question that will haunt Salem: who's really pulling the strings this time? Let's dive into the chaos, piece by piece. The week begins not with chaos, but with warmth, the kind that fools you into thinking Salem has finally found peace. Inside Julie's cozy living room, Tate Black and Holly Jonas set up their small camera, excited and nervous. Their school project sounds simple: a short documentary about the Horton family legacy. To them, it's just an assignment, but for Salem, it's a doorway to the past. Julie Williams and Marie Horton share stories filled with love, sacrifice, and survival. Photographs cover the table: weddings, funerals, miracles, heartbreaks. Each image carries the heartbeat of generations that built this town. But as Holly rewinds the footage, something catches her eye. A name, a detail, a story that Julie hesitates to tell. Because behind the smiles and family pride lies something darker, a secret that was meant to stay buried. As the teens dig deeper, their curiosity unknowingly stirs ghosts from decades ago. And across town, Jennifer Horton Devereaux receives a phone call that shatters the moment of peace. Thomas has been in an accident. Without hesitation, Jennifer and Chad DiMera rush to the hospital, unaware that this so-called accident may not be an accident at all. The past isn't just being remembered, it's waking up. At Salem University Hospital, time stands still. The moment Jennifer and Chad burst through the doors, they're met with chaos: doctors shouting orders, monitors beeping, and the faint cry of a boy in pain. Thomas DiMera, their son, their pride, has been struck by a car near the town square. The injuries, Kayla Johnson explains, are not life-threatening. A broken arm, bruises, scratches. Physically, he'll recover. But emotionally, that's another story. Chad sits by his son's bed, holding his small hand, trying to mask the terror behind his calm voice. Across the room, Kat Green stands frozen, guilt written all over her face. She was nearby when it happened. Some say she called for help. Others whisper she caused the distraction that led to the collision. Chad's eyes meet hers, not with anger, but confusion. There's something she's not saying. Something that doesn't add up. Kayla warns them gently: accidents like this can open old wounds. Be careful what you blame. But outside the hospital room, a shadow lingers, someone watching, listening, waiting. In Salem, even a child's accident can set off a chain of events that changes everything. And this one feels like the first move in a game far bigger than anyone realizes. Across town, a familiar pair steps back into the story. Lonnie Price Grant and Eli Grant return to Salem, two faces that once symbolized hope, faith, and endurance. Their arrival feels like sunlight after a long storm. But in Salem, even peace comes with tension hiding beneath it. Their first stop isn't celebration, it's confrontation. Lonnie visits her father, Abe Carver, expecting warmth but finding walls. He's distant, distracted, still wrestling with the decisions that drove wedges through the Carver family. At the heart of it all is Theo Carver's new job, a choice guided, or manipulated, depending on who you ask, by Paulina Price. Abe sees betrayal. Lonnie sees blindness. "Dad," she says softly, "maybe the problem isn't Theo's choice, maybe it's that you never let him make one." The words hang in the air, cutting through years of unspoken tension. For a man who's led a city, Abe suddenly realizes he may have failed to lead his own home. And in that quiet living room, surrounded by framed photos of generations past, Days of Our Lives reminds us that the hardest battles aren't fought in boardrooms or prisons. They're fought around family tables, where love and pride clash in silence. Night falls over Salem, and the city glows with elegance. Limousines pull up to the grand doors of the Horton Center as the town gathers for the Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic Gala, a night meant to honor service, compassion, and legacy. The ballroom sparkles, chandeliers gleam, violins hum softly, and laughter fills the air. Jennifer Horton Devereaux stands at the podium, her voice quivering with gratitude as she speaks of her grandfather's dream, a place where healing is free, and hope never costs a dime. Her words draw applause, but not every smile in the crowd is genuine. Because in Salem, where the lights shine brightest, the shadows always grow longer. Across the room, Sammy Brady enters, confident, magnetic, impossible to ignore. But it's not her dress that turns heads. It's the diamond on her finger. Her son, Will Horton, notices first. "Mom," he whispers, "you're engaged?" The crowd quiets. Cameras flash. Sammy's only response is a sly, knowing smile, one that hides more than it reveals. Whispers ripple through the gala. Who's the lucky man? Is it an old flame? A dangerous new alliance? Whatever the answer, Salem knows one thing. Sammy Brady's secrets never stay secret for long. And tonight, under the glow of the Horton banner, love itself becomes the night's most dangerous game. While laughter echoes through the Horton Gala, far from the ballroom lights, another story begins, one soaked in fear. A van speeds down an empty industrial road. Inside, Kristen DiMera awakens, wrists bound, blindfold tight, the smell of oil and metal filling the air. Her breathing quickens. The floor vibrates beneath her. She's being transported, but where and why? When the van screeches to a stop, she's dragged into a cold, windowless room. The blindfold comes off. Harsh light floods her face. She blinks, squints, and realizes she's nowhere near Statesville anymore. Her first words slice through the silence. Where the hell am I? No guards, no sound, just a faint hum of machines behind a locked steel door. Whoever orchestrated this didn't do it for revenge, they did it for access. Because Kristen DiMera knows too much, Dr. Rolf's experiments, EJ's hidden files, and above all, the word that won't die, Stefano. Did one of her brothers pull the strings to resurrect their father's empire? Or has someone new stepped into the DiMera game, someone who needs Kristen's knowledge to finish what Stefano started? Her fear fades, replaced by fury. She smiles through the ropes. Whoever took her just made their biggest mistake. Because when the phoenix is cornered, she doesn't beg for mercy, she burns her way out. As dawn creeps over Salem, the aftermath settles, fragile, deceptive, like calm after lightning. In one part of town, Holly Jonas and Tate Black replay their documentary footage. Between laughter and edits, they freeze on a frame, a fleeting glimpse of an old photograph in Julie's hands, something written in the corner that doesn't match the official Horton story. They don't know it yet, but that clue links to secrets buried deeper than family pride. Meanwhile, Lonnie and Abe Carver share quiet reflection after their emotional confrontation. The air between them feels lighter, but it's not free of ghosts. Sometimes forgiveness uncovers more questions than blame. At the gala's aftermath, Sammy Brady leaves in silence, her ring glinting under the streetlight. No one knows who gave it to her. But that ring, that promise, will soon divide allies and expose hidden agendas. And then there's Kristen. Somewhere underground, she sits chained to a chair, replaying every enemy's face in her mind, waiting for one of them to appear. The question haunting Salem isn't who took her, it's why now. Is the DiMera legacy being resurrected, or rewritten into something unrecognizable? Either way, the clock has started ticking, and before it strikes again, lives will change forever. So ends the week of November 10th through 14, a chapter where hope and horror walk hand in hand. The Hortons celebrated legacy, the Carvers faced truth, and the DiMeras, as always, played God. But Salem never sleeps for long. Kristen's abduction isn't a disappearance, it's a signal. Sammy's engagement isn't romance, it's strategy. And beneath every toast at the Horton gala lies another buried secret ready to detonate. Because in days of our lives, every light casts a shadow, and every resurrection demands a price. Somewhere in the darkness, a woman's voice whispers, almost amused, "You can't cage the phoenix." The game has begun, and Salem is about to burn brighter than ever before.